Hi, I'm Max. I'm the creator behind Eat the Rich Art. I use he, him and they, them pronouns, and I have something to play with today. So I got a SENTRO knitting machine for Christmas, and I thought I'd bring you along with me on the journey of learning how to use it. So I've set it all up, I've put the legs on, we've got a table in front. It's not the most sturdy table ever, but hopefully it will do. Full disclosure, I got excited on Christmas Day, so I have worked out how to thread it already, but that's about as far as I got because I couldn't work my tension out. Turns out a chenille was probably not the best first thing to try. So we have some yarn here that I'm hoping will go through, and we're going to try and make a book sleeve, hopefully. So let me just position you and we'll see how we go. So I've just got to get it back to hook 1, being in the right position. Ooh, I think we're threaded. My aim is to make a book sleeve. Now I've had to look for a pattern, I can't find one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab a book from my bookshelf, probably a hardback because they're a bit bigger, and bring it over, and I'm just going to go until what comes out is the right kind of size. And then I'll probably end up crocheting a flap for it. So I'm going to do that, come back, make this, and then I'll keep you updated on the journey. If it goes well, then this will be a really boring video. And if it doesn't, then I'll let you know what the problem is and the process of fixing it and all of that stuff. So bear with me 1 second and then I will be back. Right, I've chosen Lucas on the line. It felt fitting, to be honest. Recording this on the 3rd of Jan, so I've watched the finale. Yeah, if no one's read the Stranger Things novels and you like Stranger Things, they are actually really good. I'm missing 2 at the minute. I've not got Robin's. Oh no, I've got Robin's but not Max's, and I've not got the Nancy one either. So yeah, let's make this. So test, right, that does fit within the machine, so I think the sleeve will come out about the right size. So I'm gonna give her a wind and let you know how that goes. I'll probably stick you on time-lapse mode for now, and then I'll come back if there's any issues. The one problem I am having is that the suckers aren't sucking, so I may need to get some weights or something that I can use to stick it down, but we'll see. That's a different day's problem. Yeah, right, time-lapse mode in, and then I'll see you in a bit. Hello. I'm only 7 rows in, but I'm back already. We don't seem to be having any drop stitches, which is nice. This is a double knit acrylic yarn that I'm using, but I am a centre pull kind of guy, and the machine doesn't like that because it's causing too much tension. So I'm going to have to keep stopping, pulling a bunch of yarn out, and then keeping going, which is fine. That's just something I need to think about for next time, is probably getting my yarn ball out and letting it roll. But yeah, so back to it. I'll see you again in a bit. Okay, I messed myself up there. I swapped arms because my shoulder was getting a bit sore, and then I've started winding the opposite direction. So I'm going to go in and fix that. I've got a couple of dropped stitches. I think a couple of things that the yarn's got a bit tangled, so I'm going to see if I can fix it and then hopefully be back. Hopefully it won't be broken. I won't have to like completely undo it and redo it because I'm 20 rows in. But yeah, I've also, I haven't got any little weights, so I've also dangled my scissors off part of it to help pull it down and stop it coming off on its own. But yeah, so see what we can do, see if we can fix it. I'm pretty sure that's fixed, so I'm going to keep going and I will let you know for sure if it is or not. It's been a while since I've actually knitted, so it's hard to tell, but I think I fixed it. Cross fingers. So that did not in fact work. Yeah, I think honestly my best bet is just going to be to frog it and try again, because I don't know enough about knitting to fix this in the state it's in. Like, I've got a bit further since, so like, yeah, it's a bit too intimidating right now to actually fix it. So let's try that again. Whoops. Right, that is 50 rows, which I think is going to be enough. So I'm at the point where I'm ready to cast it off, so I'm going to do that. I'm a little bit nervous about doing that, but I am sure I will work it out. Yeah, this is the point where things fall apart when I'm knitting, normally. So we'll see how we go. I will link the girl that I've been using for tutorials in the description. I've not been including the footage of me stopping and doing like loads of troubleshooting and tutorials and stuff because that would just be boring, but yeah. So let's cast this baby off. Okay, right, one finished, well, not finished, but sewn together. and cast off book sleeve, and it fits the book. So that was 50 rows on the 48 pin machine. Now I like it. I do like it. I think it looks cute. That's not going to be hard at all to add a little crochet border to the top of. The casting it off was quite difficult because I've not got any circulars, and I know that I've got some double point needles somewhere, but I don't know where they are. So I had to cast that whole thing off on straights, which was probably more difficult than it needed to be. I also couldn't remember how to cast off. So I've just done what looked right, really, and that does look cast off properly. So I did the thing where you put one loop over the other loop over the other loop and then pull the tail through the end, and it seems to have worked. I don't like the bottom. It looks quite messy. That might have just been how I sewed it, but I think I need to work out whether the bottom also needs to be cast off. There is a thread running through the whole thing, like all of the loops, so it won't unravel. I'm still not going to sell this one, I don't think, just because it is messy. But yeah, so that is that. So I'm going to use this as my test piece. I'm going to work out crocheting a flap on the top of it. Probably add a button on this one. I was hoping to do, I've got a pattern for a granny square book sleeve where it folds like an envelope, and because the flap has a point on the end, you make a cord, attach some beads onto the cord, and then the cord wraps around the book a couple of times to keep it closed. But that's not going to look right with this, I don't think, just because it's portrait rather than landscape. So I'll pop a button on this. Hit myself in the chin with it then, that hurt. But yeah, so I think thoughts so far with the knitting machine is I would like to get a slightly skinnier chenille at some point, like a DK or an Aran weight in chenille, and run that through and make a scarf, because I think that'll be nice. I also want to give it a go with an acrylic in an Aran or a chunky. Just try and maybe again make a scarf, see how that goes. Also because this still feels quite flimsy and quite thin, whereas I want it to feel a bit more like high quality, I suppose, like a bit more plush. But yeah, I like this. I think making some gift bags out of this would be cool as well. So that is, yeah, that's my journey so far of learning how to use my knitting machine. If you found this interesting, please let me know, and if you'd like more knitting machine videos as I get more used to it and try different things out, drop me a comment to let me know. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe for more crochet videos probably, but also maybe some more knitting machine videos. If you would like to buy any of my things, especially once I've perfected the pattern for these, some book sleeves, they will be on my Ko-fi store in the description. And I think that's everything I need to tell you. So have a nice day, and thank you for watching.